Hey, teacher. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for several different indices. We're going to cover S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ and Russell 2000, so basically all the major indices. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide target and invalidation levels for the presented counts. So let's get going. Starting off with the S&P 500, we have been looking at this WXY pattern for quite a while now, yeah, let's take a look closer. We have had this presented count here as well, saying that we have W, X and Y, which would have been completed now. We hit the 1-to-1 extension of the W wave in time for the possible Y wave here, and that would give us a local bullish scenario here. Let's take a look. Starting here on the 15 minutes, we can see that we could have possible 1, 2, 3 currently making the wave 4 and then last leg up for wave 5. Now again, we're not sure if this is indeed a part of an impulse structure or if this is a part of a ABC zigzag. Now again, that will come later and we'll see what is going to be happening. If we are going to make another connector leg for this current structure we're making here, like so, and looking for more downwards movement, or if we are just going to start heading for the new highs, creating a 5-way structure here. Then we have this other count here saying that we are just making the A wave here. This is still viable. Let's go back to 30 minutes. So in this one, from the X wave, we're coming down with 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, currently making the 4th and 5. Now the 4th wave here is going to be an ABC, pivoted again from these May 12th A, B and C, and on C we would be looking for 5 waves. I've labeled this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is really bullish on the short term, yeah, currently we would be looking for this sub-micro wave 4, then 3 of the micro, 3rd of the sub-micro, sub-minuet, and then finally the 5th of sub-minuet, and completing the C wave here. So yeah, that is going to be quite time-wasting event, and again at that point only we would be finishing this wave 4. Invalidation point is kind of close already, around $355, at least here on the E-mini futures market. If this is going to be closed or broken into, then we're going to be having to look at some other counts. That is basically it for S&P 500. Let's take a look at NASDAQ next. So starting again on a higher time frame, we have been looking at this count as a WX coming and Y coming down here. We had one possibility, same as with the S&P 500, that this is indeed a wave coming down with a 5-way structure. Currently this could be already finished, this wave 4. We already hit the 0.5 fib here, fib retracement of the 3rd wave move, which is something that we should be starting to look and doubt this count even, just because we are getting such a deep retracement here. Of course does not invalidate this count. We have the invalidation all the way up here according to this count, but again, if the price retraces more than 50%, then at least you should have a backup or alternate count. For that, again, I have this one here. This is not really looking good. This was one presented before, and this basically got invalidated. We have to say that we have a wave 2 up here now, have some kind of a 3-way structure here into wave 2. This would be really bearish, though, comparing it to this first structure here as an AB. The wave C would be coming really downwards. Let's take a look at 1.618 possibly. even lower, because that would be just the targets for the wave 3 of this one. So yeah, I'm not sure how viable this is. Again, soft invalidation for the WXY count here is at 1.618 on the yellow, as I wouldn't like to see this WXY going that low. On our lower time frame, let's take a look again as well. Again, fitting on a bearish scenario, that we are creating a three-way move here as a possible A, B, and C, or if we are ending some kind of count here, we can just use this structure here as a impulse count starting a new structure of 5 waves. Here I've got a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and another 3, 4, 5 into a 3. Now we do have some kind of divergence here on this top here and at the end of 5. So we are comparing the ends of the structures always to get the divergence. So this one here. As you can see, there is divergence. So it is possible to have this structure as such. At this again, we would be looking for wave 4 coming down a bit and then heading up for again 3rd, 4th and 5th of the micro. Finishing the C or finishing a proper or possible 1, 2 and 3, 4, 5, whichever count it will come to. And that's pretty much everything on NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the next one, which is, no, that was, yeah, NASDAQ, and this was the Dow Jones. Higher time frame, 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. We can actually see the count. So here we had this idea again of WXY coming down, a possible wave Y already completed down here. That's one possibility, a bullish scenario coming off from these lows here. Then we had this idea of having A, B, C, looking for 5 waves in here. At this point, we would have to say that this is a 1, 2, and then this would be another 1, 2, most likely ending here. Let me label that in, and we would have to be turning around real soon. Invalidation is really close already, around 34,000, and yeah, it is really close. Again, 5 waves structure here is looking very probable, as we have that already in 2 different counts. So we'll look into that as well in just a moment. Let's click both of these in here. One more idea is that we have actually finished this ABC structure down here as well, having this as an ABC 5-way structure here as a contracting diagonal. Even though it does not really look good, it is a possibility. Now the difference between this ABC diagonal and the first WXY count is just the internal wave structures, how you want to label these, as there are plenty of options. Now the last bit is, of course, instead of having the ABC here, we would have a 1, 2, and at that point we can be using these counts here as reference and use it for multiple counts. This is definitely going to be the most bearish here, at least on shortest term. Saying 1, 2, 3 would be coming really down quite a bit. So yeah, but again, if we are completing something up here, this is definitely a viable option, as long as we just don't get invalidated here. Yeah, again, this would be a 5-way structure. We would be looking for 5 ways, 3 ways, 5 ways, and yeah, it is definitely bearish. This definitely would mean that this is going to be the wave 2 for sure in this case. I think I had some other counts here as well. Let's take a look at those. So local bull. Again, this is really short term. From the current lows of May 20th, we have a possible 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Really bullish scenario here. This is basically the most bullish you can get on this asset here, but again, it works. 1 2 1 2 even up here, and now we would be only creating the third, fourth. Yeah, we do have a divergence between the third and fifth of this internal substructure of this minuscule. I didn't just label it here, but again, at this point we would be looking wave 4 and so on. Yeah, not much else to say about that one. And other idea is having a bearish count here, even if we can end it here. Of course, we can end the previous count or continue this count if we have a structure completing here as well. We could have just an A, B, and C, right? This bearish structure here is a bit different, as we are looking for three-way structure here, saying that we have 1 2 3 4 5, and this indeed would be into A wave, B, and C. Now this is very unlikely, as we have already gone to around 1.618 here. Also, the substructure here is not as clean as with the other scenarios on the bull case. Here we would have to cut some corners here, saying that we could have a possible 1 2 1 2, somehow get 3 4 5 into this peak. So again, 1 2 3 4 and 5. It is definitely not as good looking, but still viable option. And that's pretty much everything on Dow Jones. Let's take a look at the Russell 2000. Again, higher time frame to check out what is going on higher time wise. So we had an idea where we had something ended up here, and after that we could have a possible 5-wave structure coming down. This is definitely very bearish, as 5 waves is always a start or end of something. Nothing can end here, so this is going to be a start of something. Again, this could be a 1 2 3 4 5 or an ABC. We don't know about that yet, but again, we'll see in the future. This is another one, even more bearish scenario, saying that we have 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and currently invalidation point here. This is still valid. Again, invalidation is getting kind of close, so I'm not really playing this structure at all, but this is basically one of the most bearish scenarios I could think of. But again, this would be probably one that would get us correcting this possible wave 1 the most. Okay, not knowing how probable that is, but again, it's just an alternate option. Let's go here. Then we had this possibility of being a WXY. The Y wave here on Russell 2000 did not get to the 0.618 or 1-to-1 extension of the W wave for the Y wave here. So unlike in S&P 500, we had that nice 1-to-1 extension. Here we are even missing the 0.618. So it is not very likely that overall this structure would have ended here. It is possible though, since we are made a new low here, because the basic idea here for the WXY is just to create a new low when W has not wasted enough time or haven't corrected enough in price. Now this is one option, saying that we have 5 waves here. This is definitely not pretty, this 5-wave structure. Wave 3 is really ugly, and definitely not up to the normal targets we have for wave 3s. The structure overall is again not really good looking either, but sometimes you just gotta deal with those. On this local time frame, let's take a look at that as well. We have a 1 2 3 4 5-wave structure here into 1 or an A wave. After that, 3 waves down here into wave 2 or a B wave, and then we would be looking for the C wave or the third wave. Again, wave 1, 2. Again, we have this massive chop here, not as bad as, was it Dow Jones, the last one I think I presented. where we had multiple 1-2s here stacked. Now we have 1-2, 1-2, and subwave structure again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the third. We do have a divergence here between the third and fifth of this subwave of the third here. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Now here we would be expecting the wave 4 and 5, and then again another wave 4, another wave 5, another wave 4, and another wave 5. Depending, of course, how the subwave structure develops here. Yeah. If the higher time frame count here gets to this 1.618 extension, we are going to be most likely looking at the wave 3 structure. If we are falling anywhere short of that, we are most likely looking at the wave C here. And that is pretty much all I wanted to say about all the indices I cover on this channel. If you want to join the Discord, I have a link in the description of the video. And yeah, if you want me to cover a certain asset, let me know as well in the comments below. And thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.